Everyone, and welcome back to another Train Sim World 2 video. Now, we probably want to be fairly quick. We're on the Southeastern High Speed today, and I thought I'd do some sort of guides at sort of how to drive on the High Speed 1 section of the line, as quite a few people do get sort of confused and just don't really know how to drive on the high speed bit. So I thought today I'd sort of put this video together to obviously basically just show how you can drive on this bit. Obviously, yeah, once you come up to Ebbsfleet, you obviously want to change over the power, so it's in neutral. So you're going to hold down Channel Tunnel Rail Link, and you can see the circuit breaker light. Press pan up, shoes down, press it again. So now, yeah, the pantograph is up now. You can see it over there. At the back, we're going to set that to forward. Let's get the door shut, and then we're pretty much ready to go. Obviously, once we get past... basically once we get past the signal, TVM does begin, and yeah, the next station is going to be Stratford. So let's get going. Everything's ready. Yeah, right, now leaving Ebbsfleet International. Well, obviously the domestic platforms, obviously the international ones are down there below. Right, you can see 130, so obviously TVM. Obviously TVM is also on the LGV Mediterranean, but it's slightly different on there. It's yeah, obviously higher speeds, so yeah, slightly different. So yeah, you've got to remember different TVM limits for both LGV and Southeastern. But anyway, we're off. It's around, how far was it to Stratford? 10 miles? Let's have a little look. Oh, 16 miles. So I was at first thinking that, but I was thinking that's surely a bit too far. But 16 miles to Stratford, so it's quite a distance from here. Let's get that up to 130, and the speed will go up once we sort of join out of the proper high speed section. It goes up to 225, which converts to 140 miles an hour. So yeah, it's pretty quick along here. Almost feels too fast around that bit there. And going into the Thames Tunnel now. There you go, you can see the gradient down there. And we should see the speed pop up in a second. There you go, 225. So we're completely in the tunnel now. There's a 6 car today. Right, up to 225. Very short this tunnel, sort of as we just cross the River Thames. Then we shoot out at Dartford. Yeah, speed is rapidly increasing. Obviously, yeah, you can see the 225 now on the TVM panel. So let's get up to 225 kilometers an hour. Yeah, hopefully everyone's doing alright. How's everyone doing? Obviously, if you're enjoying the video already, do leave a thumbs up. It all does help out. And even subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Alright, we're going up the gradient now. You can see we are losing quite a bit of speed. The gradients on this high speed section are pretty steep. It's a bit like on the LGV, very steep on there as well. And we can sort of go flying under the Dartford Bridge. That was DSD there. Obviously, yeah, the normal sort of safety systems, DSD is active at the moment. Obviously, AWS is disabled, as obviously we're on the high speed section, but you still do get DSD. There's the Dartford crossing there, going under there, and we should be able to pick up a bit of speed now again. Lovely. It's an awesome cab, the 395. Just there's buttons everywhere on it. Like when you first get in this, you are a bit sort of, it's a bit daunting. It's like, whoa, buttons literally everywhere. But I mean, there's only really a few which you actually need to use. I mean, some of these you don't ever use. Yeah, there's a lot of buttons in it. Yes, DSD. So obviously there's not really much we're doing at the moment apart from sticking it in full throttle. Cool. Let's see, we've got Stratford International and then St Pancras International. And at St Pancras it's actually rather interesting because there's actually the French systems, obviously the KVB and all that sort of stuff. So you do need to be careful there as well. So we'll see that as well. as we come out of the high speed tunnel 1. You can see the C2C lines there on the right, which I believe head over sort of South End way. Well, at least I think that's whereabouts they go. So my knowledge of this area isn't the best. Yes, DSD. Obviously got to clear that within a few seconds, otherwise you'll regret it. Bad things will happen. Almost at 140 miles an hour now. And let's get a flyby shot. Awesome. The thing is, it just doesn't feel that quick. I know this is 140 miles an hour, which is definitely considered high speed. But I mean, when you play the LGV and then you come on this, it just feels really slow. Got another service says obviously on there you can go up to 200 miles an hour, which is a considerable amount more. And I think I want to coast it for now. If we're not already, yeah, we are coasting, as it's going to be going downhill in a second as we head into Tunnel 2, which will take us between what's the place called? I can't remember the place here. Dagenham. Is it Dagenham? That's not Dagenham. And that will take us over to I think it's Dagenham docks here. Obviously got the freight line and also the emergency sort of slip off line there. But yeah, this will take us up to Stratford. I think it's actually the longest of the tunnels, Tunnel 2. We're in here for about 5 minutes. Right, Tunnel 2, here we go. Going down, speed is picking up fairly rapidly again. And we are. So what is everyone's favourite part of Southeastern? Because I know some people, they don't really do the javelin services, they simply just do the classic services, almost as if it's East Coast way, that you don't do the high speed bit. Obviously just running between Gravesend and Faversham. What is your favourite part of this route? Obviously a full line run from St Pancras to Faversham takes about an hour, 5 minutes. Obviously if you're doing the local ones or the classic lines, it's about 40-50 minutes max service time. Yeah, what section of the route do you prefer? Obviously personally I like all of it. Obviously it's always nice to do a bit of a mixture really. Obviously on streams you'll see, obviously we do high speed sort of stream when we go in the 395, and extreme we do a more classic sort of, in the electro style, sort of alternating. Right, it won't be long now until we do start getting the TVM beeping us down, and once we do start the 225 beeping, or once we do start seeing it sort of flashing, beeping, doing its thing, we do need to come down to 200 kilometers an hour, which I mean we're not far off anywhere, as I've sort of just been letting it do its thing. Yeah, it goes 225, 200, 160, then to 100, and then down to 80. Although if you're going to Ebbsfleet, it actually goes from 160 to 130. It's a bit odd, but I mean that's the way it is. Right, there you go. You can see it's just beeped at us, so we do need to come down to 200. But now at 200, and the next one will probably bleep us to come down to 160. So I'm just going to sort of let it start coming down. There you go, 160 now. Brakes are on. And the next one will be for the 100. Also, I believe TVM, I think, has a 14 kilometre an hour allowance. So if you're over the speed limit, which is very friendly, I suppose. Let's come down to 100. So yeah, we are approaching Stratford International now. Go full whack of brake through it. There you go, that's now down. And it stays at 100 for now. Yeah, we should be coming out of the tunnel very shortly. It's sort of a sunken station, Stratford. I mean, it's pretty much still in the tunnel. You sort of come out of tunnel 2 and it sort of sinks. Well, it's basically just sunken into the ground. It's not an underground station, but then it's not, I say, overground. You'll see what I mean when we come out. Not too far. Right, you got an execute speed of 100. Obviously, when it's got the black background with the white numbers, that pretty much means if you go over the speed limit now, the train is going to bite you. Well, at least the safety systems are going to bite you back. So you want to sort of enter Stratford at probably, what, 50, 60 kilometres an hour? It's got a very long platform here. Here we are coming in now, though. Obviously, this was the stop where the obviously Olympics. So this is where the main stuff was here for the Olympics, which is actually 9 years ago already. 9 years ago since the 2012 Olympics. It's crazy to think that. I remember watching the sort of opening ceremony for it. But that's already 9 years ago. Crazy. Also, I think the next big sporting event, obviously the UK, will obviously be the World Cup, and hopefully that will be in 2030. But obviously this station, there'll be a whole new one probably. Well, it won't be here, probably, the football. Alright, we've got the 6-car stop there. Here we are. Right, Stratford International. Lovely, it's sort of just sunken down. And I believe this here is the Eurostar depot up there, so that's the reason why it isn't modelled in the game, because we don't have Eurostar. Obviously we've got the High Speed 1 Javelin, or the Southeastern Javelin. One of the nicest, or at least freshest looking train we have in the game. It's brilliant. The Javelin. High speed, awesome. Shouldn't be too long. 2009 to 2019. Remember, I went on it in 2014, so pretty much when it was 5 years old. So it's been 6 years. Well, 7 years actually now since I've been on it. It's been a while. Would like to get back down here at some point and get on a Javelin. They're pretty expensive though. Anyway, let's get going. We got 5.1 miles to St Pancras. Obviously, still got the execute speed of 100. But yeah, let's get going. So we can't go over 100, but we're going into Tunnel 1 shortly, which is just ahead, which will take us the rest of the way. Yeah, very nice cab to this. One of the best cabs in the game, just in terms of the looks. I reckon probably the TGV is one of the nicest looking, with a sort of central control panel, all of the bits and bobs. It's brilliant. Right, we're now in Tunnel 1 and the speed has gone up to 140 miles an hour, although we probably won't actually get up to that speed before it has to come down. It's only 6 miles, and travelling out over 100 miles an hour, that doesn't take long. Yeah, it won't be long until we start hearing the bleeping again. It's taken us 15 minutes to get from Ebbsfleet, and obviously that's 16 miles away, so pretty much a mile a minute. Right, we've got the bleeping again, although we don't really need to do anything. I'll just put us in coast actually. So we're not going at 225. So yeah, we have got, well, we don't really need to slow down yet, really until the next signal, when it wants us to come down to 160. Right, let's start bringing that down. Right, I've got that done a bit too much, but I mean that's not too bad. I think they're about a kilometre apart, the signals on here. Right, no, that's for telling me, yeah, that one's for 160. Well, we're going a bit slower, but I mean, there's no harm in doing so. As to get from 160 to 100, you literally have to slam on the brakes. And obviously, that will be the next section. There you go. That right. Down to 100 now, and then it comes down to 80, I believe, on this one. Yeah, because then you get the French sort of speed limits, obviously in kilometres. Well, not specifically French, but it goes into kilometres into St Pancras. So probably, what's this, 60 miles an hour? Yeah, coming down to 80 now. And it actually does come down to 60 just out of the tunnel as well. And obviously a KVB will be active, so we got to be careful. Got a big gap. Oh, where's that 80? Yeah, but hopefully you guys might have learnt something obviously out of me doing this, obviously showing how it's pretty much done, I suppose, on the high speed section. Actually, I did get quite a few comments saying, how do you do the high speed bit, what's with all the numbers coming up and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, obviously that's the TVM, but yeah, hopefully I've showed you a little bit of how to do it. Right, we're coming out shortly, then we go on to the bridge. Hello, that's AWS coming back into effect. So TVM pretty much is done now. Obviously it's still got the 80 on there, but yeah, we're back to AWS, KVB as well, that will be active. Yeah, we come out on top of the East Coast main line, and then we sort of wind our way into St Pancras. And I have brought the speed down sort of purposely to sort of what we're doing now, about 60, as the speed does drop around here. Back into the rain. And it comes down to 40 actually, coming into the station. Lovely approach into St Pancras though. Obviously it's not the biggest approach, obviously you're on the tunnel most of the way into St Pancras. But it's also, well, it's pretty cool sort of coming over all these bridges and all as we come into the big station. Coming down to 40 as well now. You can see the speed board there. Obviously if it's got a black background, that means it's in kilometres an hour. So you only really see it in the southeast. Yeah, St Pancras. I wouldn't say it's the grandest of stations for HS1, but obviously the other platforms is a massive sort of arch and everything. It's brilliant. This is obviously the more modern bit of the station. I've also got the Midland main line there on the right as well. Yeah, here we are. This is St Pancras. I don't really get these canopies though. They're just sort of, I mean, I once had the nicest looking ones, or the light rails, whatever you want to call them. Very modern. Yeah, look at the train shed in there. That's a lovely bit of architecture in there, but this bit's a bit, eh. And here we are. That would do. Cool. Right, we made it to St Pancras. Let's get the tail lights on. Let's do it the other way around. Tail. There we go. Wipers. Right, they're here, aren't they? And actually, you can change the direction of them as well if you do that. Don't know. Did I just get the achievement for using the wipers on the 395? I'm guessing no, because I have used them before. I don't know why we got it then. Okay. But yeah, that probably does wrap up today's video. Obviously, hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. Obviously, hopefully it might have helped you out a little bit. Also, a bit understanding the high speed section. Obviously, you will find a link in the description to the Discord server, to the PayPal, and to the merch store. Obviously, you'll see everything on screen now. Obviously, this Saturday, the 12th of June. Obviously, if you are watching sort of in the first few days of release, obviously I will be doing the 8 hours long Cathcart Circle live stream, basically a full ScotRail driver shift in that sort of area. Okay, everyone's bumping into me. They're all happy to hear about the stream. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thanks for coming in, and I hopefully will see you next time.